Hello again and welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC and today is like every other day, we're going to go through our daily headlines report. Now, real quick, just 2 seconds of your time. I did have one of our subscribers reach out to me in an email, told me about a situation and asked to be kept in prayer. So for all of those that believe, if you could, just a prayer request, keep them in your prayers. And we're not going to share the situation, but they are in need of some prayers. So, with that, let's start into this because, boy, there were some things in the news. So, first thing, naval threats and blockades. Now, we was talking about this, and we have been talking about this, and it looks like there's going to be the massive increase in import and shipping costs and things like that because of what's going on over in the Middle East. So, in the recent reports that we've done, the major global shipping logistics companies like Maersk, Hapag-Lloyd, CPA, and Zim have all said that they are going to stop sailing their normal route. Now, what is their normal route? For those of you that don't know, let me move over to the side and put it right here. You will see the northern or top line on the way that they would go from Singapore over. And then you will see now that they have said they are ceasing that and they are going to do their other route, they're going to go down around the Horn of Africa and go around. So, as you can see, that's going to take a lot longer. It's a much longer trip. It's a couple thousand miles longer. It's going to take longer to get the things. It's going to take more fuel, insurance costs. There's a lot that goes into this. Keep in mind, so let's just take the first one I mentioned. So Maersk alone accounts for about 15% of all global trade. Okay, so hopefully that starts painting a picture for you. And let's stick into the water stuff for a little bit. So the U.S. is sending yet another warship over to the Middle East, the USS Delbert D. Black, the destroyer. Looks like it passed the Strait of Gibraltar. It looks like it left the port, I want to say, in the U.S. around December 1st, went through the Strait of Gibraltar, I think on the 14th, so it should be over in that area about now. And so, why are they doing that? Well, we just talked about everything that's going over there with the shipping lanes. And so, it looks like they're trying to do something to keep some peace and put out some power. Now, social media is a buzz because there is pictures and video showing the Dwight D. Eisenhower, the aircraft carrier, is off the coast of Oman and sailing towards Yemen. Okay. I don't know if they're true or not. I can't confirm all that. From what it looks like, yes, it looks like it is there-ish. I wasn't going solely off of pictures and things like that because those can be old. What I did go off is there was a person that I follow that watches a lot of the naval and aircraft different trackers, and there was a C2 that took off. And so a C2 is not a plane that can land on the water. Therefore, it landed on an aircraft carrier, and it was recently off the coast of Oman. So which way is it heading? Is it docked there? I don't know. But I was going down through some of those pictures and posts, and I was reading the comments because I was just curious to see if I can get a hint of or whatnot. And the top two comments on one of the pictures was, is the Pentagon ready to lose another war like in Somalia? And then right underneath that is, does anyone remember the scenes from Benghazi and Mogadishu? So it doesn't look like they're fans of all this or fans of the United States. Uh, yeah, so a lot of the stuff that I follow on various sites and whatnot, there is a lot of people that are very anti-American, and that's a bit concerning. Um, but tempers are flaring, tensions are high around there. So, I mean, I understand it to a certain extent. I'm not saying anything. Being an American, I don't like having a target painted on myself or other fellow Americans. But in times of unrest, people usually pick a side, and depending on where they're at, they're going to follow along with what the narrative is, and they're going to be against America. So next, it looks like amid fears of North Korea and their announcement for a nuclear test in the near future, the American submarine, the SSN 780 Missouri, has arrived and docked at the port of Busan in Korea. Now, it looks like North Korea is not happy with that, because shortly thereafter, they went ahead and test fired a ballistic missile. It flew for several hundred kilometers and fell into the ocean. So, a lot of things going on. Next is, it looks like Pakistan shut down its internet and imposed a social media blackout. There's no official narrative or anything on this, so what the rumors that are circulating online for reasoning is, supposedly there was a major political rally that was going to be online rally. So everybody is kind of pointing the finger and saying that they're doing a blackout so that way the rally couldn't go down. What is the reason for it? I don't know. If you get online and you look for internet outages, it happens. So at least that part is real. All right, what do we got next? Okay, so to stick with Pakistan, to update, if you remember, not too long ago, there was a group that did a attack on the highway that leads from Pakistan to China. Well, that same group came out and released a statement basically saying that they will resist and continue to target Chinese and Pakistani interests in the region. And they continued that they are threatening to intensify in the near future. Awesome. All right. Well, let's do one more, and then let's bring it back to the United States. So, in France, I believe it's called the Citron. I'm not good with that. You don't hear. Let me just put a picture of the funny little thing right here. Okay. So the Citron C3. It's an a fully electric car. This was just announced by the French government that they will be rented to low-income families starting in 2024 for 54 euros. And if you do the quick math, it's just under 60 American dollars. So, yeah, you will own nothing and be happy because you are low income. So here we are going to force you into a green electric car. All right, let's go into the United States. All right. All right, so this one's a bit concerning. So according to a poll that was posted by the New York Post, a majority of younger Americans, so the young generation of Americans, say that they believe Israel should be ended. Not the war, Israel itself should be ended, and that the lands should be given to Hamas. Now, reading into this, the survey found that 51%, so over half, ages 18 to 24 believe it's the only long-term solution. Keep going. The 32% said that a two-state solution might work. And then 17% said that Israel should go and take over and that the Palestinians should be absorbed by other Arab nations. It is remarkable how a lot of this younger generation's minds work. Okay. What I find interesting is I didn't see, at least in that one, what the older generation thinks, but I don't want to say I'm surprised, but it's definitely concerning. All right, so let's move. The U.S. will bring in the new year with the smallest active duty military since 1941. Now, this was released, and the study found that there was a few things that they were trying to blame this on. A few of those are the following recruiting numbers. Yeah. A decline in confidence of the military. Okay. Health problems in the younger generation. Okay. And the growing concern that there might be a war overseas. Okay. I buy all that. Um, yeah. And I fear it's only going to get worse. Okay. Next, a subscriber sent this to me. So this is an article by the Defender, the Children's Health Defense, and it was showing a study that reveals that after doing some tests, up to 70% of all honey in the U.S. is fake. Okay, I had to read the article to really get into. I'm like, what do you mean fake honey? So it looks like they do this by diluting honey, so it's not pure honey. Um, it looks like they dilute it with syrups and artificial sugars. They take on the ones that do bee farms, so the big commercialized bee farming. They feed the bees only corn syrup and not allowing them to forage for natural pollen, thus making pure honey. Uh, in my wildest imagination, I would have never even begun to go and test honey or look into anything like that. So, you know who you are. Thank you for sending me that. It's one of those things that, as a lot of preppers, I mean, honey has no shelf life. As long as you store it correctly, honey will last hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. I mean, what did they do? The one in Egypt, that they had a honey in one of the pots that was buried with one of the pharaohs, and they opened it up and it was still just pure, unadulterated honey. So for the people that are trying to start out and become new preppers, if they stumble upon, hey, honey's a really good thing. It's multiple different reasons to have honey. It has a great shelf life. It's right now decently inexpensive. I know that some of it's kind of up there, but and there's a lot. I've become friends with some of the people on Facebook. Facebook group is growing pretty well, and I have been reaching out to a lot of people that have small businesses. They have small farms, small homesteads, and I even did a post over there. Christmas is around the corner. I did it yesterday for Small Business Saturday, saying, "Hey, if you have a small business, post it up there." And there was quite a few that went through and posted, and I think I picked out 3 or so where I just randomly picked them, and I went and found their selling site, and I bought some products. I wanted to support small business, and so I'm excited to get some of the new things that I ordered, and we'll see how all that goes. But a lot of them, they're bee farmers, and they produce things like one of the people does 100% beeswax candles, and so I'm really excited about getting that. But you can buy honey and a lot of this stuff from locals. You can find it from small homesteads and support them. So that way, not only are you networking, but you're helping each other out. Even if you don't live locally, the way shipping is right now, while you still can, you can network. Maybe you have something that they want and you guys can barter, or maybe a lot of this stuff is still relatively cheap. I think I bought some honey off of one online, and it was like $3, $4 cheaper than what I can go down to Walmart and buy it for. And it was 10 times better. So just an idea. Christmas is around the corner. If you can, maybe look for some of those. Help out a small business, help out a local person if you can. Find somebody in line if you don't have anybody local, and help a fellow prepper out. So all right, so let me go into this last one for the sake of time. And I'm not going to steal anybody's thunder or anybody's anything. I was going to do this story anyway. Travis over at the Prepared Homestead beat me to it, and I'm actually glad that he did, because I was just going to do the very scratch the surface top of this. He noticed something and I missed it. Okay. So I'm glad that he connected the dots so I could share this with you. If you don't follow Travis, Travis is a good guy. Love him to death. I've never met him, but a brother from another mother. Go over and check out the Prepared Homestead. So Minnesota is changing their flag, and supposedly it's because it angers some, I don't know, Native Americans or something like that. It's funny that, at least to my knowledge, it's never been a problem up until now. And Minnesota, which JS Genesis Designs is up there in Minnesota, and you guys have a beautiful flag. But for those of you that don't know, let me move over again. So this right here is what the Minnesota flag has, is it? It's what we all recognize as the Minnesota flag. It's beautiful. Now, this is what they want to change it to. And I guess not want to, they are changing it to. So look at that, real good. Get a nice thing for the different shapes and the colors and all that right there, okay? Now, look at that flag. Do you see any similarities? Shapes, colors, things like that? You know whose flag that is? Here we go. That is the flag of Somalia. And like he said, coincidence? Not much for coincidences, but hey, might be. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys today. I tried to keep this under 20 minutes. Actually, I was shooting for 15, so I'm going to be right in the middle of that. So if you guys made it this far, you know what I always say, you guys rock. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Don't be afraid to reach out and say anything. Actually, I just picked up a subscriber this morning that sent me an email, and is really fun because they are from basically where I was born and raised, kind of the next town over, but it's small world. So yeah, I usually get back to just about everybody. Find a way to contact me if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Leave it down below. Send me an email. Do whatever you got to do. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys. So I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Do all the fun YouTube things. Hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so that way you can be notified for all the fun future content. Don't forget about Workshop Wednesday. This Wednesday, we're going to do some more games and give away some more prizes. So that's it, guys. Say it with me now. Above everything else, remember to remain united. We're all prepping in this together.